All right, class.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good day. All right, so today we're trying 7th hour because Sergio wants to, be world star famous here. All right, hashtag what today?
75.
85, right?
Wait, 85?
85.
Didn't you say 75?
Weren't we on 83 yesterday?
Yeah, 83 was yesterday. Today is 85.
Wait, really?
Stop it. Don't hurt yourself.
I know.
Yeah, don't think too hard.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go over this, and I need you to actually use the note paper underneath. It's gonna be necessary. If you don't have your notebook, I have them right here. If you want to grab them, there is 2 of them there. If it's not graded, just put it back when you're done. Okay?
Everybody's wants it.
Okay. Okay. So for all those people that are following along at home, so right here, what do I do to undo a square? Square root. So x equals square root of 4, and what was that, Salsa Bell?
Plus or minus.
Very good, plus or minus. Whenever I do this, it's got to be a plus or minus, right? It's got to be a plus or minus, so that's important. So this is going to give me plus or minus 2.
How come? Oh, because negative. Got it.
All right, what about the next one?
Negative.
How do I undo a square?
Square root of.
So I get x equals square root of negative 4. Again, plus or minus, right?
Plus or minus.
And what do I say?
Negative 2.
Does not exist.
Does not exist. Why does this not exist?
Because we cannot have negative on the square root.
On the inside, right? I cannot have negative. This cannot equal a negative. So,
What's third root?
huh?
We
Did
cannot
you have
have.
negative on the inside if it was third root?
Yes. Odd numbers, odd roots,
Why?
yes. Even roots, no.
Why?
Actually, I showed you on this. I thought I did it yesterday.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, I know. That's life. All right. So this is factored. So right here, what is x going to equal on this one? Positive 2. X equals positive 2. And what about here?
Negative 2.
X equals negative 2. And this one right here?
2.
Just 2. Only one answer. Only one answer on that one. All right, so I'm going to skip around a lot on this because I really don't like this. Like the way that this is set up, I do not like it here or there. I do not like it anywhere. I would not, could not in a box, would not, could not with a fox, in the train, on the rain. Okay. All right, so,
I do not like it, Sam.
yes. Okay, so, like I said, I'm going to be doing some skipping around here. So, Tyler was solving this equation. Add 1 to both sides, so we get x squared is 4. Does this change? Does it change the equation? It just doesn't change solutions. Okay, then showed the 2 graphs. So if you guys could kind of see this, it's kind of hard to see. I will... highlight this. There we go. And okay, this one right here is x minus 1, or x squared minus 1 equals 3. That's this one right here. This next one over here is the x squared equals 4. This one right here. So let's see. Where do these intersect? Right here, I get positive 2. Right here, I get, so x equals, actually, I got a blue pen, I think. There it is. So plus or minus 2. Now, if we do it again over here, let's see. We get negative 2, and positive 2. Wait, yep. What's up, my dude?
You got Kleenex?
Here, I got some butt wipe. Use some of that.
What? I don't want to.
I think he's using it both ways.
So x equals plus or minus 2 on both of them. So either way, we're still solving for it to get it by itself. And I get x equals plus or minus 2. It works out. All right, so let's take a look. Like I said, I'm going to skip around here. We're going down to number 3. Okay, it says right here, Tyler said, now I can take the square root of each side, get a solution, x squared is equal to 4. Square root of x squared is x, the square root of 4 is 2, and then wrote this. Is this right?
Yeah. No.
No.
No?
It's-
Yes?
The square root of square root of 4 is 2.
Here's your butt wipe.
Okay, set it down. I heard some yeses, I heard some no. Give me a reason.
It should be plus or
It's the
minus.
same thing.
Plus or minus.
Yeah, because
Right here, it's got to be a plus or a minus.
that is correct, all right?
It is half correct because it should be a plus or minus 2. But if we don't have the plus or minus, we're leaving off one of the answers. So both the answers are correct, but it's got to be a positive and negative. Okay, that's super important right here when we're doing that. To remember those. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's the first one that I really don't like. Too many words. Let's just do some math. Okay, so I'm going to take this right here, which is going to be x plus 3 squared equals 4. So this is going to go on your line paper here.
I have to.
Do we have to?
No. Okay, so how do you undo a square? Square root. So I'm going to square root both sides. So it's going to be x plus 3 equals,
2?
nope,
Plus or minus?
plus or minus. Very good. Plus or minus 2. And now at that point, we're going to separate it into two separate equations. So it's going to be x plus 3 equals 2 and x plus 3 equals negative 2.
And solve?
All right, so let's solve for it now. So if I'm solving for it, minus 3 minus 3, x
equals 1.
negative 1.
Negative 1.
Minus 3 minus 3, x equals,
Negative 5.
very good. All right, now let's plug these back into the original to see what I get. So if I plug it back into the original, it's going to be negative 1 plus 3 squared equals 4. So negative 1 plus 3 gives me 2, and 2 squared is? I get 4 equals 4. So is that true?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now we're doing the other one now. So it's going to be
Negative 5.
negative 5 plus 3 squared equals 4. So negative 5 plus 3 is what? Negative 2. And if I square a negative 2,
It's
positive. A negative and negative makes a positive. So I get 4 equals 4.
So both are true.
Yep, both answers are correct. Okay? Does that make sense? So these right here are going to be super important because we're going to have a bunch of these on today's lesson. All right, let's go down to 7.5. Actually, no. Let's do this one right here. So it says square root of x minus 1 equals 3.
So we're doing that one?
Yeah, we're doing this one on sum 4. So right here.
Equals
Now, how do I undo a square root? Square. I'm going to square both sides. So watch carefully. I'm squaring both sides. So if I square both sides, this is going to go away. So I'm going to be left with
3. X minus 1.
Very good. Equals, what's 3 squared?
9.
There we go. What do I do now? Add 1.
And x goes down.
X equals 10. So we still have to check our work though. Square root of 10 minus 1 equals 3. So 10 minus 1 is 9. Square root of 9 is?
3.
So I get 3 equals 3. So that one does work out, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So I only get one solution on that one though. Okay, so next one we're going to do is on 7-5. We're going to do these 4 over here on 7-5. So let's see if we are paying attention. So number 1 says square root of x plus 4 equals 3. All right, now I'm going to give you guys a moment. I want you right now using the same steps that we just did on that previous problem, and you're going to solve for this. Same steps as that previous problem.
Is it squared like the other one is?
Like this?
Yeah, like you know how they have like the square on top. Is that the same thing for the one on the right?
Okay, yeah, so what happened here? To undo a square root, I squared both sides. Okay, so to undo that, I had to square both sides.
Even, I swear.
All right, square both sides.
Yes.
X plus 4 equals 9.
Minus 4 is 5.
X is 5. Now, does that work? 5 plus 4, is that equal 3?
Yes.
5 plus 4 is 9. Square root of 9 is?
3.
That does work. Now we're doing number 2. Negative 10 equals negative root A.
I get
Negative
100. Wait, what?
Now, at this point right here, I want to make sure I get the square root by itself before I do any squaring. So to get the square root by itself,
Add them with it? No, add them both sides.
no,
You have to square the A.
no, I got to get rid of the negative. How do I get rid of a negative?
Times A.
Yeah, negative 1. So I get 10 is equal to square root of A.
Oh, it's not that complicated.
Yeah. And how would I undo that?
I like that. That's what he said.
Square both sides.
Yeah, yes.
100 equals A. Now, is that going to be true? Negative 10 equals negative square root of 100. On the inside, square root of 100 is,
10.
and this makes it a negative 10. So yes, that does work. Okay. Number 3, square root of 3 minus W
Minus 4.
minus W. There we go.
So the 4 is outside the square.
Yes, 4 is outside, right, Juan?
Yes. Oh, no.
That's a balloon.
It's my beast of burden. So, like I said, I want to get the square root by itself, or whatever the radical is by itself.
Add 4.
Add 4, very good. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Hey Juan, do you need a pencil? Is that yes? Okay. All right, so now my radical's by itself. What do I do to both sides?
Square root them.
Square, right?
Oh, square, yeah.
Square both sides, because I'm undoing a radical.
Yes.
So right here, I'm going to get
3 minus x.
minus w equals
Yeah, equals 16.
16. Very good. Minus 3 from both sides.
Yes.
Negative w is 13. Okay, so divide by negative 1, so w is negative 13.
Check the word.
Let's check the work. All right, so on this one right here, when I have two negatives together, it makes positive. So that's going to be a positive. So 3 plus 13 is 16, right, Brian? Hey, Brian, what's the square root of 16?
Good one, Brad.
Come on, Brian. Square root of 16 is? Anyone? 4 minus 4, 0. So that does work out, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so that one is one of my answers there. All right, number 4 says square root of z plus 9.
Equals 0. Subtract 9.
Okay, so you can try it out right now, right? Everyone's trying it right now. All right, we're going to get our radical by itself first. Subtract 9. So square root of z equals negative 9, right?
Square them.
Square both sides?
Divide.
Huh?
There's no solution.
Why is there no solution?
Because
No, it's negative 81.
because when you plug it back in, it's not going to come out to a negative.
You're right, it's not. Because this is never going to give me a negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a negative from here. So this will never equal a negative, right? So because of that, this one is going to be no solution or does not exist, right?
No.
No solution or does not exist. Either way, it's the same thing. Does that make sense?
The homework sheet.
Uh-huh.
Hacker.
Hold on. Yep.
Oh.
That's it. So,
Easy.
don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button.
Don't do it.